From the Opupco Studios in Oklahoma City, this is a signing day update. I'm Jenni Carlson. We've got Brandon Chatmon, our OSU football writer, on the line. Brandon, lots of signees today for OSU, a pretty big class coming in. Sounds like everybody at this point is in, and that includes Herschel Sims. He was a little late, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a little late. I guess the weather in Abilene took out some of the power, and it made things a little bit interesting as far as Herschel being able to get his LOI signed and sent in to Oklahoma State. But he is sent in, and he's officially a Cowboy now.
So as you talk about this class, not really a lot of surprises. They haven't had any losses thus far from what the guys that they were expecting to sign, and they haven't gained anybody unexpectedly. Where then, if this class holds to what we had thought it was going to be, how does it rank? Is it going to be a class nationally that's going to draw a lot of attention?
Oh, it's a pretty good class. It's probably a top 25 class nationally. I think the Cowboys feel pretty good about what they've been able to accomplish, especially as far as on the defensive end and bringing in some skill position players. I mean, they bring in J.W. Walsh, a quarterback out of Texas who was highly recruited, and then we've talked about Herschel Sims, who was a national top recruited running back position. So they feel pretty good about what they've been able to do, not only at overall, but especially in some playmaking positions.
You talk about that defense, though, and they've got numerous guys that they signed for the defensive tackle position, and that area up front is obviously a concern in this recruiting class. Mike Gundy had his call already today to talk about his recruiting class. That was a talking point. What did he have to say about that front on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, he said one of the priorities of this class, one of the things they had identified as far as getting better as a program overall, was just shoring up the front seven defensively, especially the defensive interior. And that's what they've been able to do, getting 5 defensive line recruits and signing 5 defensive tackle recruits, So obviously they wanted to make a point to shore up that defensive interior, and they wanted to make a point to make sure that they have some depth at the defensive tackle position, because if you look at what they did last year in 2010, even though they went 11-2, they had a couple of senior starters in Chris Donaldson and Shane Jarka that had to play a lot of plays at defensive tackle just simply because they didn't have the depth behind them. So I think that's what Gundy saw, and he wanted to make sure they weren't in that position again. Hey,
Brandon, lastly, of the defensive tackles coming in, who do you expect to maybe get the most playing time out of this recruiting class? Are there a couple guys that you could foresee being playmakers come next season?
I'd say Maurice Haynes, the junior college transfer who's on campus right now. He'll get the first opportunity to come in and kind of help immediately. He might be able to step in the fall. And also, as far as the prep recruits, I'd say James Castleman is a guy who might be able to come in and help immediately just because he has a lot of talent. He has a lot of explosiveness. He has some attributes that are kind of unique and kind of special along the defensive line, and not a lot of people have. So I could definitely see him, just based strictly off his talent alone, finding his way on the field in 2011.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Hey, Brandon's on our chat at newsok.com/sports, so stick with him. Lots more Cowboy analysis to come today, and stick with us all day as we bring you our signing day coverage.